15.4 and 16.4 says that providing special measures, providing positive discrimination, it is not discrimination, it is positive discrimination to the socially and educationally backward classes is not discrimination. It is the duty of the government. Again, the next article, Article 16.4 says that the government has to provide, the state has to provide reservation in government employment to all weaker sections. And it is not discrimination, but it is a step to end discrimination, which means positive discrimination. And all our legislators, MLAs and MPs, the ministers, shone in their responsibility, putting their hand on the Constitution of India. They swear by the Constitution of India. But unfortunately, when we look back into the balance sheet of Indian democracy, the Indian political system, I say the ruling class has utterly failed to fulfill this constitutional obligation of providing equal justice to all citizens. They have developed a ruling class and an exploited class. A ruling class of minorities, not the religious minorities. A minorities of big business houses, monopolies, multinationals, the upper caste, the political families. They constitute a ruling class on the one side, and the large majority of India, this nation, the poor people, the village people, the farmers, the laborers, the lower caste, Dalits, tribals, Muslims. The large majority of India remains to be on the other side, the exploited, the marginalized, the backward class in India. So this disparity has to be finished. There must emerge a new political movement which is capable enough of ending this disparity and bring back this nation to the ethos of the Indian Constitution, that is equal justice to all classes. In all arms of government, whether it be legislature, whether it be executive, whether it be judiciary, all classes of the people of India should be adequately represented. They should be represented in proportion to their population strength. That is democracy. So, at least after 60 years of our failed experiment with democracy, let us come back, let us retain real democracy to our own constitution, the great document which has been drafted by the champion of the depressed classes in India, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, of which the Pune Pact, the pact giving the name of this great land, happens to be the predecessor, the inspiration. Pune Pact gave the inspiration for the Indian Constitution. I appeal all sane elements in the society. It is not a Muslim issue. Don't think that it is a Muslim issue. It is a national issue. It is a humanitarian issue. It is a constitutional issue. So let not Muslims alone protect Constitution. Let us all together protect the Indian Constitution. Let us all work together for fulfillment of this constitutional obligation. Let us all together make India a strong, sound society by giving justice to all sections of society, ending all discriminations against any section of the society. So I appeal to all sane elements, all citizens in Pune, all political parties, all organizations, all communities, and all individuals, irrespective of caste and creed and religion, that let us work together for the cause of Muslim reservation, because it is not a Muslim issue, it is a national issue. It is an issue of social justice. And the Muslims also, instead of working for their own community, let we Muslims, you Muslims, while working for your own empowerment, let us work for a better social cohesion, brotherhood, and for common cause of providing justice to all sections. I call upon Muslims, especially the activists and supporters of Popular Front in Pune and other parts of Maharashtra, to build better ties with brothers and sisters belonging to all other communities, all other religious sections, and join hands with all deprived sections, the Dalits, the backwards, to fight injustice and defend civil rights of all, not only Muslims. Before concluding this speech, or rather remarks, I may be permitted to add a note on the sad situation that has been developed in Maharashtra and also in Pune. I started my speech with remembering the great tradition of this state and this city. It has a tradition of great patriotism and social revolution. But unfortunately, recently we have received some complaints that in Maharashtra minorities are being discriminated and innocent Muslims are targeted in the name of combating extremism and sometimes terrorism. It is a joint responsibility of the whole society to fight extremism and terrorism. But Muslims are being discriminated and targeted, sometimes by some sections in the government and forces. This happens in spite of the fact that now the Maharashtra is being ruled by a secular government headed by Indian National Congress, which has came to power second time with support of the Muslim minority and all other secular sections in the society. So, let me, as an example, let me painfully remind that there is an incident which happened in Pune, where some of our activists were harassed, jailed, and falsely implicated in criminal cases. The reason is known to you. They have pasted a poster on Anti-Fascist Day, demanding the government of India, the contested government, to book the culprits who are responsible for Babri Masjid demolition, as pointed out by Liberhan Commission. It was a national campaign, and this poster was pasted throughout the length and breadth of India, from Rajasthan to Manipur and from Delhi to Kerala. But it is very shameful that it is in this Pune that our activists who have pasted this poster were arrested, harassed, and booked in criminal cases. It is very unfortunate. It is a disgrace to the great tradition of Pune and the great tradition of the state of Maharashtra. In view of the best interest of the society and the nation and the state, I urge the authorities not to go ahead with similar policies and cooperate with our activists in the exercise of their democratic rights and social obligations. By campaigning for justice, by campaigning against the people who spearhead injustice, Popular Front of India and their activists are holding a social responsibility, a social obligation. So it is our right, fundamental right, that we will continue in spite of any harassment and any obstacles. On behalf of the hundreds and thousands of Popular Front brothers throughout the length and breadth of India, I want to make it clear that no force can either deviate or debate. No force can either deviate or defeat this resurgence, this social revolution, because we, the Popular Front, are a movement with a very strong ideological foundation and a very deep social commitment. Popular Front is a late arrival in Maharashtra. We started our work only recently in some parts of this state, but the response we receive are really encouraging. This gathering here in Pune is itself an illustration of the ground support that we receive, not only from Muslims, from all sane elements in the society. I am very happy to conclude this speech with the declaration that I do here declare that we have constituted a state ad hoc committee of